I'm Nancy.
And I'm Nicole.
And welcome back to episode 6 of Behind the Weight Loss. So, Nicole, today we are going to be talking about the concept of, is GLP-1s cheating?
Our favorite topic.
Our favorite topic.
Yeah.
Is this taking the easy way out? You're not doing it the right way.
Literally ranted about this earlier.
We did. We went off about this earlier.
It's a heated topic online, I would say.
Yep.
So, is it cheating? Is even going on a higher dose cheating?
Oof. Gosh, that is the question, isn't it?
I see a lot of people online being like, but I lost weight without medication. Great.
Who are you competing with? That's my question. Who is competing here? Okay, yeah. Taking the medication to help out with weight loss, okay? But, you'll hear people be like, oh, well, I went to the gym and I ate healthy and I lost. What do you think I'm doing? What do you think is going on here with the medication? You know what I mean? Yes. Okay. Then you kind of get into, yes, there's some people who maybe use the medication wrongfully, maybe.
Yeah.
But the people who are using the medication to help out with eating healthier, going to the gym, because a lot of times it is motivation. If you're on the medication and you're paying for the medication, it makes you want to put in more work with, eating healthier and exercise. Yeah. So I'm like, who's competing here? What do you mean it's cheating? Cheating with what?
Why does it have to be a competition in the first place?
Exactly.
But also, if you've actually been chronically overweight for such a long time, the majority of your life, I would say most people who have been, they would know that the moment you start losing any significant amount of weight, your hunger cues are crazy. They're crazy high. It's so hard to ever feel full. Say you're 400 pounds, you've lost 60 pounds. Those hunger cues are crazy. And it's really hard to feel satisfied with anything because your body is panicking. It's going into it thinks it's starving. It wants to be at the highest weight because it thinks it's a survival mechanism, because our bodies are a bit dumb in that sense. Don't know our modern world. So really the medication is there to help continue the weight loss. So it's not cheating. Also, even on the medication, you still have to put in work, because you can eat poorly on the medication and just eat less and lose weight. But if you want to keep going, you actually do have to make those changes. You have to find other foods. Again, if somebody's coming from a place where they chronically overate, ate the worst foods, all of this, they will need that support to still find healthy foods they even maybe even learn how to cook, let alone start working out. It's not just a skinny shot.
It's not a magic pill. It's not a magic injection, Nicole. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's not. As much as we like to say it is, it's really not.
No, it's not.
It's just a tool.
That's what I always tell people, okay? It's a tool. You still have to put in the work. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused, especially the people on the internet that are like, don't take the shot. I don't take the shot. They're very confident in the fact that they don't take a GLP-1. And it's yes, like you said, you can still lose weight by eating unhealthy, just eating less, in a calorie deficit. But we want sustainable weight loss. We want to be able to, be healthy and, continue doing this. And the GLP-1 can, definitely help out with that for sure. So I think one of the biggest questions we probably get is what does the medication actually do? I think a lot of people maybe go into it thinking that maybe it burns fat or maybe it makes you lose weight, which it doesn't. The medication can help out with suppressing your appetite, which can lead to you feeling fuller for longer, which can lead to less calorie intake and, losing weight. But I think having us, especially, and obviously your physician, to kind of give you more information about what it actually does is really beneficial. And obviously, for someone like me, I have PCOS, I have insulin resistance. So it helps me with, managing that and, obviously balancing my hormones. So it really helps out with that as well.
I've also noticed people, they try to use it as like a cheat way to not eat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can see how other people, like you touched on it earlier, of like people using it inappropriately.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main way people are using it, to not eat at all. And that's actually the worst thing you can do, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're literally using it to skip meals, eat as little as possible, then sure, you're cheating for like what, a month, 2 months
Mm-hmm.
that it will last for.
Yeah.
But in the long term, like if you go off the medication, or even if you stay on the medication, you cannot sustain that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we're looking for sustainability in the long term. We're looking for better habits. Chances are, like so many of my members, if they are using it that way, or they're not using it that way, but prior to, a lot of them were skipping meals in general,
Mm-hmm.
especially breakfast. And skipping meals does not work.
Yeah.
How did you get here in the first place? Skipping meals. Probably from trying to eat as little as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what we've been told for so long.
Yeah.
But the reality is, like, if you are not eating enough, you're slowing down your metabolism, and it's gonna be harder to lose any weight. That's on or off the medication. So if you're not eating on the medication, and all of a sudden after 2 months, there's no more weight loss. Yeah, because your body is panicking.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to survive. Like, you cannot starve yourself to thinness. And again, if you go off the medication, you're going to gain it back so quickly. Like, it's just not something that works.
Yeah.
That's why on the medication, it's an easier way to change those habits. Yes, it might be a bit harder to like eat 3 meals a day, especially if you've been used to like eating 1 or 2 meals.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier to make like better choices, pick better foods,
Yes.
all of those things, and actually eat 3 meals a day and build that habit, and then get some weight loss that way, and then go off of it.
Yeah.
And have a better time, and like hopefully sustain that.
Yeah, for sure. And it all wraps back to me for sustainability, because I've been through it. Everyone's been through it. You lose the weight, you gain it all back plus more, because it's like, you're doing it maybe in unhealthy ways. You're not fueling your body with the fuel that it needs. I think a lot of it is just learning different ways to do things, because okay, maybe it hasn't worked before in the past, and it's like, I always say this too. Before I try to lose weight, I used to skip breakfast. I would go straight into lunch. I would skip breakfast thinking that I was doing good because didn't have any calories for breakfast. I'd be so hungry when I went straight into lunch. I would eat everything. So like now, like you said, with the medication, you have that mental clarity, because it can suppress your appetite, that you're like, you can take a step back and you're like, okay, what am I putting in my body? Am I fueling my body with the protein, fiber, everything that it needs? And it's just a tool to help you be able to do that.
Very similar boat. I also, like, from a young age, like, didn't really eat breakfast, didn't even like eating lunch, like bringing lunch to school or anything. And then if you're skipping meals all day, the moment you get home, starving, like you're gonna eat everything. And the thing is too, that's still gonna happen on a GLP-1. Like, even if you don't feel your appetite throughout the day, at the end of the day, you're still starving. You're still gonna be a bit more likely to go to worse foods. And like not make as good choices. But also, because you didn't eat the whole day, like whatever, even if you do eat super healthy at night, your body's going to hold on to that because it's so used to not eating throughout the day that the next day for breakfast and lunch, it was your dinner last night. Like it's keeping that on because it doesn't know when it's going to get fed. And you are burning a lot of like fuel all day. A lot of like your body needs energy to run. So what's it going to do? Hold on to everything to make sure it gets that consistent source of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are some of the lifestyle changes that you can make while you're on this medication so you can sustain it?
Good question. I think there's 3 big ones, I think first one, obviously nutrition. I think second one, exercise. I think third one, hydration. I think for a lot of people, especially hydration, myself included, I think it's easy to not get in enough water throughout the day, but water really helps out with a lot of things. You really need to stay hydrated. And I tell my members all the time that like the medication can suppress your appetite, but it can also suppress your want to drink water. So I think a lot of times maybe we kind of forget. But yeah, try to aim for at least 2 to 3 liters, per day. It really helps out.
The next biggest one I would say is movement.
Yes.
So you just want to move your body whatever way you like, at least. Find something you like and stick to it. Yeah. I mean, the easiest one, of course, is just start walking. Like, just walk. Just go for a little walk. Yeah. It's great for your body. It's also great for your mind. Any type of movement is going to be great for both mind and body. You're going to feel so much better after. But, like so much of my daily life is just sitting in general.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot of people have jobs where they sit for long periods. Yeah. And like any movement is good movement, okay? And that's what I have to remind myself too, because it's like, it's not always about, you don't have to always go to the gym at 7 a.m. in the morning. It's not about that. That's very intimidating, especially for me personally. So I'm like, you know what? Even if I don't want to go outside and walk back forth to my apartment, you know? Yeah. Walk from one end to the other and back, put in your earphones. I get in a lot of steps that way, you know? And it's like any movement, just move your body in any way that feels great to you.
If you have an office job, make sure you take your little walking breaks. Maybe half your lunch, walk around. We do that.
We love doing that.
We love
That's
doing
our
that.
thing.
There's a nice park, go for a walk to a park, or instead, like if your grocery store is really close, try walking to it. Yeah. Only get a little bit of groceries instead of doing like the 2-week haul or something. And try to get into a habit of like buying fresh groceries every day, every other day to cook with, with your other new habits that you're going to get of more cooking. Just any type of movement. And then if from there you find other things you like, add it in. Yeah. Maybe join like a little like pickup like football game or soccer game, something like that. Yeah. Just add more in.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, you don't even have to leave your house. You truly do not even need to leave your house. Walk back and forth. You want to lift some weights? Get a bag of potatoes. You know what I mean? Just go for it. Like, there's so many different alternatives that you can try to just get in movement and move your body.
Yeah. Even just deep cleaning. That's a workout sometimes. On a hot summer day.
Ooh, I can't get out of bed the next day if I can't. I'm just there for the next week.
Do a deep clean on a hot summer day.
Sweating. Yeah. Stretching. Yeah. Doing all of the above.
Yeah. Vacuuming. Some of those vacuums are
washing
heavy.
The walls. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just move your body.
Move your body. Yeah. I feel like probably the biggest aspect is nutrition. Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you can lose a lot of weight without ever touching the gym or going for a walk. Yeah. But the biggest, of course, like you're here for a reason, like taking the medication for a reason, because most likely, from the people we talk to, They've done all the diets.
Mm-hmm.
They've done every single one, each one not working,
Yeah.
each one not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And what is actually eating? Eating good, healthy foods. You know, you can have a little bit of like fun things here and there. Of course, the key is always moderation,
Yes.
but like, let's not put any like bad label on it. Let's not feel guilty about those things.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the biggest key to sustaining weight loss long term is going to be like eating 3 meals a day, making sure there's fiber, protein, healthy fat at each meal,
Mm-hmm.
making sure you're getting like diverse vegetables
Yes.
because they all have different nutrients in it, all of that. And just eating well.
Yeah.
Getting into the habit of cooking at home. A whole bunch of things.
Yeah. Or even, I mean, Sam, she does so many different, you know, fast food places that it's like, okay, if you're used to getting this, you can try this instead. Higher protein, better, you know, macros, things like that. So there's so many different things to try. And like you said, I mean, putting labels and like bad food, good food, I honestly, that's not the way to go. You know what I mean? Because like, it's so hard sometimes, even just figuring out what to eat. It's so intimidating sometimes because it's like, okay, is this enough protein? Is this, you know, is the calories good for like what you're getting for?
Yeah.
And moderation is the key, because we've had this conversation before of being like, before I could literally sit down and eat like a whole box of like cookies. I could do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh.
Whereas like now, with the help, you know, of, you know, the GLP-1, we can eat in moderation and be like, okay, you know what? I've had 2, I've had 3, 4, whatever the case is, way less than what I've had before. I'm satisfied now. You know what I mean? And like focusing on getting in balanced meals, like you said, that's really the way to go, to get in all your nutrients so that you can fuel your body in the way that it needs to be fueled. And it's begging to be fueled, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Literally begging.
Literally begging.
But yeah, you know my favorite rant too. My favorite rant of like removing the labels from food.
Yeah.
Because the moment you put any labels on food, you're going to get stressed. Like it stresses your body out.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more desirable. Yes. Because it's now this like forbidden fruit.
You can't have it.
Like you can't have it, and now your body wants it more. And you know I love going on this rant because there was that study, and I will find it for you, where they tested like the two, and yeah, like it just stresses your body out. It starts to make your body starts to think it's like starving, which makes it harder. And then because you've put this bad label on whatever food it is, like your metabolism's going to start slowing down because it thinks it's starving. It's just, we don't need to be doing that. So remove any label. Do your best every day. Some days your best is going to be 1 Oreo. Maybe something bad happens the following week and you're really stressed, and your best might be Chick-fil-A. Like, it happens. It's fine. As long as you sit with that moment of like, you know what? I did my best for this moment. I just needed to eat. Yeah. Whatever that is. One, it's going to help a lot, like, to not continue the binge because you're not feeling guilty and being like, oh, well, I'll do better tomorrow. Let me just get in as much food today. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'll just eat it all right now. Yeah. And again, like you sat with emotion, you processed it, and then you can then actually do better the next day and be like, you know what? It was a moment yesterday. That's fine. It is what it is. And then the next day, you know, you have a nice healthy breakfast. And you're good. And that's why it's not cheating with the medication as well. Because you have to learn those habits. You have to learn to process your emotions also, like with food. I feel like for a lot of people, they're super not aware. And so while you're on the medication in general, you can make those better choices and start looking at what you've been eating and what you've been like fueling your body for, and start making those healthier choices, because all of that's turned off, or most of it's turned off for you. And then once you get into that habit, it's going to be so much easier after.
Yeah.
And then you can just keep that up and, you know, hopefully do better.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, going back to like, you didn't gain it overnight, you're not going to lose it overnight. I always say little baby steps, you know? If you're not used to eating any vegetables, add in some vegetables here and there.
Yeah.
If you know that you're not getting in enough protein, try to get in some more protein. You know, like, take it in steps so that it's not all so overwhelming all at the same time. And like you said, going back to, is it cheating? I can't.
Yeah. And if it's cheating or not.
Like, help is help, okay? If it helps you to not snack late at night, if it helps you to, you know, be able to take a step back and go to the grocery store and, you know, get better foods, or if it helps you to, you know, get in more movement throughout the day, it's doing something good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no competition in, oh, you're taking a GLP-1? I'm not, you know? Like, where's the competition coming from? Because the thing is, if you're overweight, people have something to say. If you lose it, if it's not in the way that they don't want you to lose it, they have something to say. If you lose the weight, they have something to say. So I think
nobody's ever going to be happy.
No, exactly.
Don't worry about
Exactly. Don't worry about it, because it's just you. Are you getting healthier? Are you feeling better? Are you, you know, feeling better about yourself? That's the main thing. And who cares what anybody else thinks?
Yeah, who cares? You had one good point in that I also wanted to touch on more, though, of like, if you're not used to like eating vegetables and like this is kind of your first time, as somebody who's a super picky eater, one thing that's kind of helpful, instead of like buying the like all the ingredients to make something and then absolutely hating it, because that's happened to me so many times. It's so annoying. Is like, try new restaurants. Try like that weird vegan place, because that weird vegan place is gonna have a lot of good vegetable alternatives. And sometimes they have stuff that's like really easy, and then you can look it up online. Especially like, that's a great way of trying new things.
That's a good one.
That's personally what I normally do.
Yeah. I've never thought of that. That is such a great idea.
Yeah.
That is so good.
I also just kind of hate cooking new things more specifically. Yeah. Because if I don't like it.
Yeah. I stick to the basics too.
Yeah. I get so upset if I don't like what I've made.
Because it's like, you just wasted your time, you know?
I wasted my time.
Like, and that I'm getting upset for you.
Okay, well, that was an episode. I think we talked quite a bit.
Yeah. I think we went off on that one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Feels like it.
Yeah, it feels like it. You know, that's usually what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching episode 6 of Behind the Weight Loss. You can find us everywhere where you stream your podcast. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.